First and foremost, a disclaimer. Anything that I say henceforth does not reflect my employer, nor does it reflect this center and this organization. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah kathiran kama yun'imu kathira. وله شكر كثيرا كما يهب كثيرا ونصلي ونسلم على أشرف خلق الله رسوله ومجتباه نبيه ومصطفاه وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه إلى يوم الجزاء والدين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا إنه هو السميع البصير. After praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending peace and blessings upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and upon his companions and upon his family and all of those who strive to follow their way until the Day of Judgment. My topic is the impact of boycott and boycotting certain products, certain entities, certain companies, and why that is very important. However, there are some questions which arise when it comes to boycott, and these questions did not exist before. And like I said again, these are my own personal contentions, so anything I say which is not flavor of the month, this is my own opinion and does not reflect this organization here. Previously, when it came to boycotting certain companies or certain products to help in the cause or to help the cause of the Palestinians, then this was something which every single Muslim, practicing, non-practicing, Muslim in the West and Muslim in the East, they jumped onto this. Because they saw, they felt, they understood that this was probably one of the best ways that they could have a meaningful impact. However, recently, some people have started to question the legality, meaning the Shari'i ruling of maintaining a boycott of certain products and certain companies which benefit the illegal occupation and which actually further the cause of the illegal occupation, and some who even go as far as to whitewash the crimes of the illegal occupation. So we have to look at the Shari'i ruling. So boycotting, what is the Shari'i ruling of boycotting, first and foremost? Then we have to look at the reason why we boycott. What are the main reasons why we boycott? And then thirdly, we have to look at what is boycott itself. Is it part of a broader strategy? And what is this broad strategy? So we look at the first point first, which is the Shari'i ruling. What does Islam say? What does the Sharia say regarding boycotting those who are oppressing Muslims and those who are complicit in this, be it through moral or financial support any other way? What does Islam say about this? So there's actually a hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari on the authority of Abu Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu. The hadith is in Sahih Muslim also. On the authority of Abu Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu, this hadith is a long hadith, but we want to get to the point which is kind of relevant here regarding a Sahabi, okay? The Sahabi was called Thumama bin Uthal radhiyallahu anhu. Thumama bin Uthal radhiyallahu anhu, he became Muslim, okay? And his story of his when he became a Muslim and how he stayed in the masjid, and each day the Prophet ﷺ came and he asked questions and the back and forth that happened. And on the third day when he became Muslim, he went and performed Umrah. And then he went, when he performed Umrah, something happened which we want to speak about, and how this proves through the Sharia that boycotting those who are causing harm to the Muslims is part of the Sunnah itself, is from the hadith, like I said to you, hadith of Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim also. Thumama radhiyallahu anh, he, after performing the Umrah, and somebody asked him about him, has he become, they said, have you become Majusi? He said, no, Aslamt, I've become a Muslim. I've become a Muslim, I've adopted the deen, and I've adopted the Sharia, and I've accepted the Prophet Muhammad as the Messenger of Allah and what he has come with. And then Thumama, because he was the leader of his tribe, he made a decision. And he said that moving on from now, no wheat exports, wheat, food, none of this will reach the pagans of Mecca. Because of your enmity with the Prophet ﷺ and because of your attempts to harm the cause of the Muslims and to harm the Muslims, because of this, from my what I can do in my capacity as leader of this tribe, the tribe of Banu Hanifa, he said that I will make sure that no wheat gets sold to you. You cannot take any wheat from me. And the boycott reached such a level that the people, the Quraysh themselves, the pagans, went to the Prophet of Medina and said, tell Sumama to sell us this wheat. We need this wheat. We need this. We need to feed on this. Is this not a boycott? From the hadith of Bukhari and Muslim, I think Abu Dawud also. Here we see that this is something complete. Obviously, he stopped selling to them to harm them financially and to put them in a position where they will change their ways because of this. We're doing the same thing. When we call for a boycott of certain products, of certain companies, of certain entities, is because they, as an apparatus, okay, so as an actual whole, in some way or another, they are prolonging and they are supporting the illegal occupation and what is happening over there. We saw certain food outlets giving free food to those who were killing Muslims, and we see also in terms of normalizing some of the evil that they do and how these companies are quite open in terms of supporting the soldiers or supporting them militarily, supporting them diplomatically. Whatever they do, soft power is a big thing. Okay, all of this happens. So when we call for this boycott, we know that it will have an impact. Secondly, some people say that the boycott is bid'ah. It is, bid'ah. The ayn has to go properly, it has to go like that. This is incorrect. Okay, this is incorrect. It's not bid'ah. Okay, or bid'ah. It's not an innovation. Why? Understand, this is why it's very important to study Deen. One of the Qayyum, may Allah preserve him. He does a lot of durus al masjid, so may Allah preserve him even more. So he carries on. He spoke, and Munabd Mun'im also, and Mulan Atiq Sahab and Sheikh Kawthar, all these speakers before me, the importance of seeking knowledge. Okay, so this is what's happened. A lot of times people just, you don't want to use the word regurgitate because then it speaks about something else, but they just repeat things without understanding, and they just say, they spew things out without really understanding what they're saying. When it comes to, in Islam, okay, Islamic rulings, the scholars here will explain to you better. In wasa'il, okay, in the means, a means you want to achieve something, as long as the ghaya, so the shaykh over here, as long as that is noble and it's not haram, okay, then the wasa'il that you use, as long as they are mubah, permissible, is fine. You can't call that bid'ah. For example, here in front of me now, we have lines on the saf, don't we? So them lines in the saf, is not bid'ah, no one this is bid'ah. But never in Masjid Nabawi were the lines on the saf, never. What is the purpose of the lines that we have for the sufuf? Is to make the row straight. The Prophet ﷺ, he would go and he would straighten the rows. Some say that he would sometimes use a spear to straighten, so we don't want the Imams taking out a spear or anything else. To straighten the rows, okay? When you go and it says, "Staw wa'tadilu hadhu bayna al-manakib wa sudul khalal," to straighten the rows, because this is part of itmam al-salah, it's part of the beauty and perfection of salah. These lines that are here, they are a means to get to what is the ghaya? To have straight rows. Nobody's going to say that it's wrong, evil, the Prophet to do this. So here when we speak about boycotting, the ghaya, what is the ghaya? What is our ultimate purpose? Is that the oppression stops. No one can say that's wrong. Is it wrong for us to want the oppression to stop? Nobody can say that, except for those who are doing the oppression. They'll say, no, we want to continue. Nobody says that wanting the oppression to stop is incorrect. And as I've showed you from the hadith of Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim there, boycotting in that form from the hadith is, of course, it has a precedent. It's already happened. So it's not wrong, it's not incorrect. As for the question, so why do certain people say this? We don't want to get political, but obviously everyone who knows a little bit knows the reason why some groups or some people say that you can't boycott, etc. for whatever reason. But we don't need to worry about that. Shari'i wise, this is all there. Look, all of us, we're going to pray Isha Salah now in half an hour, 45 minutes or so. Then we pray our witr. Now, obviously, because we're from the subcontinent, we've all learnt the hardest kunut dua. You know, when you learn kunut and you think, why did they make us learn Allahumma inna nasta'inuka wa nastaghfiruka? Allahumma hadina fi man hadayt is very easy, isn't it? Look at this dua, Allahumma inna nasta'inuka. And when I explain to the children in the masjid as well, we come to one bit, wa nakhla'u wa natruku man yafjuruk. When we recite the qunut, what do we say? Wa nakhla'u wa natruku man yafjuruk. When we're making this dua to Allah, we're saying nakhla' wa natruk. We cast off, we leave man yafjuruk, the one who disobeys you, Allah. What we're doing, we're boycotting that person. Now we're completely leaving, casting him off, don't want anything to do with him because he's disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't want to be associated with that. We don't want to have anything, that's the form of boycott as well. Okay, so just certain things here that to keep in mind in terms of Shari'i ruling. This is a small point, but the hadith that I mentioned to you of Thumama radiallahu anhu, and the in terms of these other Shari'i ruling, I think everybody understands that it is completely permissible. Secondly, you have to understand, so why do we boycott? 4 minutes, 46 seconds. Why do we boycott? Again, the ultimate aim is so that this oppression stops. We know in recent history in South Africa that when it comes to boycotting, and I said to boycott, BDS is what we always hear. Boycott, divestment and sanctions, okay? So for us, me and you as a normal people, we are the ones who have the power of the boycott. Divestment and sanctions come from others, okay? So just in a nutshell, boycott is to leave those products, is to completely stop using them, to stop purchasing them, to cast them off, to go away from them, to find alternatives to them. Divestment is then we want these companies to stop investing there, to invest elsewhere, and to put their manpower and their financial capital and their investment elsewhere. And then ultimately sanctions, like we saw, again, we're not saying anything wrong here, previous many governments and individuals who were breaking international law, which is happening over here, who were sanctioned. And those sanctions brought them back, because when they got economic sanctions or other kind of penalties like this, they fixed themselves. Okay, but that obviously comes from a state level, and the divestment comes from a business level. We're looking at boycott, which is me and you. Wallah, it's the easiest thing to do. How easy it is for us to engage in a boycott. The products, Mullah Abdul Mun'im mentioned, Friends of Al-Aqsa, okay? It's very easy to find a list of products, okay? Again, here, mistake that we make as Muslims, every couple of days we get like a massive list, 30, 40 different brands, boycott this. It's difficult to boycott all of them. If you have children, nappies, wipes, baby foam, everything, these Zalim, they make everything. It's difficult. And you get this huge list and you think, how could I? So it's about having a meaningful boycott. And you look at the Friends of Al-Aqsa and the BDS campaign, you go onto their website also, they put forward certain companies and they say, look, boycott these guys, and this is what we're looking at, and we're having a sustained boycott. Because if 1 million people boycott one company, they will make a change. Whereas if 1 million of us are split into 20,000 different companies that we're boycotting, it won't have as much of an impact. So go off what the script is, and plus sometimes people, they just put a company's name down, maybe they have some business, some issues as they put his name down, such and such a company, they're supporting it, and without knowing we're harming, an innocent person. So just go off the official kind of lists that are there. Sustained boycott, it has to be sustained. Wallah, there are people, I know myself, who've not even, drunk a sip of Coke for like 20, 30 years, So we're speaking about, some of us have just come to the table now, just last couple of months. These are people who, for 20, 30 years, have not even taken a sip of, I don't know, will you guys get done if I mention the name, of Coca-Cola. And other products, they've not gone anywhere near it. Sustained, we need it to continue. It shouldn't just be now for 1 month. Look, we can already see, compared to 2-3 months ago, how active it was with people to now people are getting that fatigue. And this is what they want. They want us to get fatigued. Oh God, we're going to continue. It's another month, it's another week, another couple. That's what they want. They want us to complete it so it becomes something normalized. Or it's happening there. It's already happening. We see already Muslims who are, mashallah, no one's saying stop your lives, but it's already gone back to everyone posting pictures of their food and holidays and, not posting as much about that and not talking about it as much. So this is part of their, it's part of their agenda to make us kind of get away from it, okay? So just kind of, just rushing through. This is another thing, okay? So we need to make sure this is a sustained, a strategic boycott. And the easiest way to make our boycott effective is to go off the official companies and entities that they want us to boycott. Now, finally, sometimes we think to ourselves, this guy sat here in Oldham, what impact is this going to have, us guys boycotting a couple of products? How does this impact this illegal occupation? How does it stop them from certain things? And, BDS has been going on for so long and it's not really had an impact. It clearly has had an impact. The fact that it's being outlawed in certain states in America and in other countries tells you that's effective. A couple of years ago on social media, I posted a picture. Friends of Al-Aqsa, they do it every year. And this is something I need to speak about. So there's 25 seconds. I'll have to go a couple of minutes over. Sorry, please. They put a post and it says, "Don't break your fast don't break your fast with stolen dates. Because Ramadan's coming, so a lot of times these guys, they bring produce which is, and they label it, they do like a misleading label, a Muslim think, it's from Palestine, from Palestine. Okay, be very careful, wary of this with Ramadan coming. Look carefully, ethically, and make sure you choose the right choice. So anyway, friends of Al-Aqsa, they put this post up, just a picture, and it says, don't break your fast with, it's got minus, the seconds are going down, it's like -9, -10, just to make you feel guilty. So I'm gonna have to speed up. That's a very effective way of doing things. Jazakallah for the idea. Here, so they put a post, and on that post it says, don't break your fast with stolen dates. And I remember I posted on social media, and I just posted it, I left it. And those of you who go on social media, send me a comment and you send a message, and I don't reply for like 2-3 weeks, and a month later I reply to you, As-salam, and you think the masala is sorted now, it's gone, everything's done. And my phone was going crazy, like notifications, so I thought, what's going on here? And it's been shared like multiple times. And I don't have many people on social media. It's a bit of a laugh, and a post here and there, but this one, it was crazy. It had like hundreds and thousands of shares. It was mad. I was thinking, what's going on here? And then obviously I thought, let me see who's sharing this, and you can see like all these angry reactions from these other people. So I thought, let me go on their profiles, and it's all like obviously pro-Israeli, troll accounts and stuff. And all it was is a picture of a kajur, and it says, don't break your fast with stolen dates. Facebook removed that, and they sent me a warning. They removed that as well. It's just a picture. It's just a picture of a kajur saying, don't break your fast with stolen dates. Removed, and I got sent a warning also, and they went against community standards. I think it was hatred or something. I was thinking, is it hatred against kajurs? Is it hatred against diabetic people? I don't know what's going on. You get me? It's effective. The fact that they were reporting and removing a picture of a kajur, and like I said, that they're trying to outlaw it in so many states and across the world, is definitely effective. They wouldn't try banning something if it was effective. They just leave it. Say, these guys they can do whatever, they boycott the rest of it. So understand that it is. And I've got a list of many companies here who have pulled out from places there. Those who used to have investments there in this part of this. I don't like saying the name of the country, but then what I say as an alternative, I don't know if that'll get you guys think so. Basically, they've taken out the investment from that place. And from those illegal settlements, they've taken out investments from there, and they've diversified their portfolio. They invested elsewhere. That's because of the boycott movement. French companies, other companies, drink companies, food, all of them. Look, even now, you see on the news, they're giving clarification. We didn't really give free food out. It wasn't this. It was a franchise. This was a franchise that. And I heard there's like crazy deals going on coffee and all these bakeries and stuff. Everything they're giving like next level offers. It tells you, doesn't it? And now they're trying to, I think, employ people with hijabs and beards and stuff like this. So it's having an impact. Okay, fine. Just a final kind of thing. Wallahi al-Azim, I know we had a bit of a laugh, but ultimately, imagine on the Day of Judgment, a Palestinian child comes and grabs us from here and says, "Oh Allah, this person paid for the bullet that ended my life." Wallahi, as simple as that. We can't leave a drink. We can't leave a biscuit. We can't leave a chocolate. We can't leave a brand. We can't leave our favorite coffee for that. Wallah, it will happen. They will grab us. Say, wallah, this person paid for it. Going back to that kajur and finish on this, when it comes to boycotting as well, understand that consuming something which is produced on a stolen land is haram. If I stole some land of Mawla Mun'im and I made, planted a grape tree, whatever it is, and I gave you grapes, and this is stolen from Mawla Mun'im, it's haram for you to consume that. That's haram. So we know that land is stolen. We know they've stolen land, and to rub salt into wounds, they put produce in there and kajur specifically, and then we break our fast with that. Do you think that fast accepted by Allah? If something stolen, we're breaking our fast with that. So wallahi, with Ramadan coming, we need to keep it sustained, but here, definitely now, because I said we as individuals, when we start boycotting certain products, we know shopkeepers who have stopped stocking certain products because no one's buying them. So that's your impact there. They've stopped stocking them because no one's buying them. They're losing out. So they've stopped stocking them. So we are having an impact, but we have to keep it sustained. Wallahi, don't stop it. Like I said to these brothers, we should take inspiration with them. 30, 40 years they've continued. We should also do the same. And again, finish off on a disclaimer. All views are my own and do not reflect anyone who employs me, nor does it reflect this organization. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.